So he's already invoking Exodus 3:14 in the LXX from the beginning of the passage discussion with them. Okay? I am the light of the world. Can't be anybody but God. No doubt about it. This is the first of 26 times he's gonna give himself names in this chapter alone. All right? So, now, ego, I me, am, I am. I me means I am all by itself. You don't need the ego. Ego adds emphasis. I am. See? I am is how we'd say it in English. Okay? This means I am all by itself. Okay? Mouse. Alright? Ego me. Ego me? I me. I'm sorry. Ime is modern Greek. Ego I me. Ego I me. Ego I me. Okay? So you see, he begins and ends John 8 with an invocation of Exodus 3:14. And the invocation is based on the LXX, which the Jews, not the Christians, wrote. So that's why we get an English translation of I am. Okay, now, the words that he's using in Greek are in Hebrew right here. Where is it? Right here. Okay? This is where they're getting I am who I am. It's Ehyeh in Hebrew. Asher, Ehyeh. Okay, let's go through that again. Ehyeh. Asher, Ehyeh. Now, Ehyeh means I am. Alright? And I'm going to go through that in a minute. Ehyeh means I am. It means more than that, too. We're going to go through what more it means, because it's really important to the sacred tetragrammaton. Okay, Asher is a relative pronoun, as you can see in the sort of middle of the screen. See right here. Alright, who, which. It's very flexible. Sometimes means that. It has a lot of different uses, but you know, it's like our English relative pronoun. Okay? So they're literally translating I am from Ehyeh. And then when they say who, that's their translation of Asher. Alright? And then the second I am is from Ehyeh. So literally, it's Ehyeh, Asher, Ehyeh in Hebrew. That's how you say it. Now the Greek, Jewish, Greek, LXX, is translating Ehyeh, the first one, as ego aimi. Alright? So when the Lord says ego aimi in John 8, all the Jews knew he was quoting from the LXX, especially because he says ego aimi tophos, I am the light. Okay? Phos means light. That's where we get phosphorescent from and all that stuff. Ego aimi tophos. That's who I am. I am the light. He's clearly saying he's God. He's clearly tying back to Exodus 3:14. He's also tying back to Isaiah 53:10 in the LXX. I don't know if I'll have time to cover that, because the Isaiah 53:10 in the LXX has the same kind of meaning as right here. All right? So he's clearly saying he's God. He's clearly saying he's Messiah. He's clearly saying he's the Savior. Okay? There's no doubt about it. There's no way you could mistake it. And that's why they wanted to stone him. All right? Now, when he's doing that, he's quoting the LXX right here. But the LXX doesn't translate Ehyeh. See, this is ego aimi, and then that's translating the first Ehyeh. All right? But the second, see, and then there's asher, who, and that's translated here in the Greek with ho. Oh, it won't there. Ho. That's a relative particle also. It's technically a definite article, but it works as a relative particle here. All right, and that's a translation of asher in the Greek. And then hon, is the participle for to be, being in English. We don't really have quite an equivalent to it. The being. It's used here as a noun. When it says ho'on, it's used here as a noun. Okay? Or a participial phrase. Both are apt. The one being. The one existing. The beingness. All of those meanings are apt. Okay? Because it operates as a predicate to I, me. I hope you know what a predicate is. If you don't, please go look it up on the internet. So this is a dual entendre. I am, and then this can operate like a predicate phrase, and that's how it's used in the New Testament. Ho, this part is ho, the one, who, on, being. But this whole phrase operates like a noun. Ho-on, the one existing, and that's exactly how John uses it in John 1. Okay, so we're talking about John, the book of John. John is going to be consistent when he uses his words. So you have to understand that there's a play here. So when you say ehye, the first one is used like a verb. Then you got asher, and then the second ehye is translated on, and the asher is translated with this. But together, in Hebrew and in Greek, this operates as a noun phrase, and that's how we're going to see it at the end of the verse. Ho'on. This is a noun phrase. Ho'on. Asher ehya. Ho'on. The one who is. If you translate it as a verb phrase. But the being, the one being, if you translate it as a noun phrase. Now, God himself translates it in this verse as a noun phrase. Because he says, and I'll go with the English for a moment, thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me. Okay, I am. He's using the verb as a noun right there. And here's where it is again, ehya. So we have three ehyas denoting Trinity. Okay, ehya number 1, ehya number 2, and ehya number 3. This time the ehya is used as a noun. Okay, even though it's a verb, just like the other two, it's used as a noun, and that's very common in Hebrew. In Gesenius, you should look up Gesenius, who's the premier guy on Hebrew grammar and syntax. Section 60, Section 61, Section 83, Section 115, and Section 145. Okay? So, ehya, very common thing, is a verb that literally means I was, I will be. It's in the Cal Imperfect, and I'm going to cover that now too. The Cal Imperfect, there are two kinds of tenses in Hebrew. It's either imperfect, meaning not completed, not over, still alive, or it's perfect, meaning completed, stopped, and it's stressing some kind of result from a past action. Since God never started, he never stops. He's always been. So a way to stress his eternality is to use the imperfect.